Hello, I'm Nancy Follansby, Superintendent of Schools, and I have Gerard Benoit with me today. He's one of our French teachers at East Hampton High School, and he's brought 3 students with him. Monsieur Benoit and his students have just returned from an exchange program in France. This is our first French exchange program, and I thought you would all enjoy hearing more about it. So, Monsieur Benoit, would you tell us a little bit about your trip?
Sure. So this is part of a new program that we're launching at the high school, an exchange program. It's not just France, but France and Spain is the plan anyway, where basically we have a sister school in France where we have really an exchange of communities. They send over a group of students to us that we host in our schools and our families, and then we in turn go to France and we exist in their homes and in schools.
And as I recall, we had a number of French students come to visit us this past fall. That's
right.
How the exchange program started. Could you tell us a little bit about, you came to me with this idea.
Yeah.
And I was very excited about it, but I think you had done it before in a different district.
That's right.
And could you tell us a little bit about why you decided to bring it to East Hampton?
Well, I think that every district needs a program like this. It seems to me that not just foreign language, but even foreign travel should be a requirement, really. That part of learning about who you are requires you to kind of come out of yourself, to come out of your house, your town, your community, and see how people in the rest of the world live. It's amazing how much you can discover about yourself. So it seems to me that an education is not as complete as it could be if you don't have that opportunity.
And I think it took you quite a bit of organizational skills and some work to get this program started in East Hampton.
Absolutely.
In particular, the first visit from our French exchange students who arrived here in October,
In October, that's right.
Could you tell us a little bit about how you had made this connection with these students and this town in France?
Sure. Well, prior to coming to East Hampton, I had a relationship already with an English teacher in France, and when I left my past district, the relationship carries. Programs are really about people, right? So we had already had this established relationship between herself and myself. She was very excited at the opportunity of coming to this part of Massachusetts, and it didn't take much, to convince her that this would be an excellent school to have an exchange with as well.
And how many students did we have here?
Yeah, we had a lot of students. So it's different in France because everybody wants to come to the United States, So she brought 16 students, and we, at the time, I think we had 7, 8 students interested in traveling. We ended up bringing 6 students with us, though. But yeah, it's true that, down to the wire, it was trying to find homes for students, but we did it, and everybody had a really good experience, I think.
It was a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
I know from my own experience, I think you had a little reception for all of us.
That's
that
right.
was fun, and I just enjoyed seeing the students, with our students and at our soccer games. It was a great experience for everyone.
It's more than just seeing the classroom, even more than just seeing families. It's really about 2 communities getting to partake in this,
So why don't you introduce our students who have graciously agreed to be with us today and tell us a little bit about their trip, and maybe each of you could tell us something about, what was special for you, what you really enjoyed.
Well, I've got 3 of our students today, and so we'll start with Paul. Tell us about yourself.
I'm Paul Borowski. I'm in 10th grade, and I've been learning French for 2 years.
Hi, my name is Frank Cole. I am a junior at East Hampton High School, and I'm in my 3rd year of French.
My name is Ryan. I'm a sophomore, and I'm also in my 3rd year of French.
So Ryan, before you turn the microphone over again, what did you like especially about your trip to France?
There's a lot I liked. The food was really good, but I liked the people. They were nice, showed me a lot of cool things. That's what I liked.
What was your favorite place to be? I think you went to Paris as well as Châtelain, didn't you?
I did. But I kind of like the family stay a little more than Paris. Because in Paris, it seems like more things are rushed, and it's a big city. So,
Lot to see and do, though.
yeah.
All right. So Frank, how about you? Why don't you tell us what you particularly enjoyed?
Yeah, I mean the sights were interesting. The food was great, but it was really interesting to you really had this sense that you were in a foreign land, especially during the family stay, and just for example, when I was at school and I would pass people in the halls, and it was really similar to when I would be at school in East Hampton, except people were speaking a different language. It was really surreal. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, very nice. And Paul?
I really liked the community in France, like in Châtelain. Everyone there is so nice and so welcoming, and you just feel great going there, especially if, you haven't been to a foreign country and, like, you've only taken 2 years of the language, so it's pretty good when there's a bunch of people welcoming you like that. So.
Did you get some opportunities to use your French then?
Yeah. The first family stay, I kind of froze up, and like all of a sudden, I didn't know any French. But as I stayed with them and as I went to school, I started learning their culture and how they talk with each other, and I started developing more French as I went along.
Very nice. What else did you enjoy? Frank, anything else that did you get to use your French too? Do you think it helped to improve your French?
Yeah, I think it helped to improve my French a lot, especially hearing French, listening to French. I improved a lot, and speaking. We weren't really writing French much. And in Paris was really interesting too, especially our Eiffel Tower visit. When we were on the top, it snowed.
I heard about that. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, it wasn't snowing on the ground, but it was cold enough at the top. It was really cold, and it was a cloudy day, and we could tell that a storm was coming. But I think we got up to the top of the Eiffel Tower at just the right time, so we just missed the worst of the storm. But it felt like we were in a snow globe. I've never had anything like that happen.
And this was April, correct?
Yes.
And shouldn't have been snowing in Paris.
It shouldn't have been snowing in Paris.
The end of April at that, it's not even like the beginning.
Yeah. And Ryan, what about you? What do you remember about Paris that you particularly liked? I know you said that it was awfully busy, but was there something that you liked?
Eiffel Tower was a lot of fun. On the last night, we had a dinner cruise. I enjoyed that. At the end, I got a little crazy, but it was fun. So I like that.
I saw the photos of that. That looked like it was great fun. And Monsieur Benoit was so good about sending us emails about your visit and what you were doing. I think he sent one almost every day, and photos. It made us all feel like we were sharing your visit a little bit, and that was wonderful for us too as well. So, Monsieur Benoit, I believe you have plans for a trip to Spain.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I guess you don't need that, do you?
The plan is that every other year, we would do France and Spain, and we have a school lined up in Toledo, which is a wonderful community. I mean, when you think of Europe, right, like quintessential Europe, that's what this Toledo is. And so it would be the same plan where, we make a connection with the school, and I understand they're very excited to have this opportunity. It's also a new program for them, so it means a little more, work in terms of getting it off the ground, but certainly, worthwhile. We'd be in Madrid for 4 or 5 days, and then in a homestay for about 10 nights.
Oh, wonderful.
And so it's just a matter of getting students interested and having the program, and I'm hoping that the more we do this, the more popular it gets.
And so that means that we'd have some students from Spain coming to spend some time at our high school.
Absolutely.
Would that be in the fall?
Well, that remains to be seen.
It's
It's a bit difficult in Spain because of the way their schedule works out. They would want to be here for like the first week of school, which is, the first week of school is daunting even by itself, so that remains to be seen. But
Still working that out.
yeah, we're working that part out, and we'd be traveling to Spain in February. So.
And so what should a student do if he or she was interested in
Well,
coming on that program?
Any student that wants to, be involved in a program where, it's about an all-around cultural experience, they need to come and talk with me, right? So, or parents can send me an email. My email is gbenoit@epsd.us, and I'm happy to answer any questions. The earlier people sign up, the better it is. There are some financial incentives for signing up early. And the sooner we can get the program put together, the more time we have to plan. As we're talking about potentially receiving a group of students in September, it's not a lot of time.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah.
Well, let's turn back to our students and see if you have any recommendations for other students. Would you recommend that they participate in an exchange program like this? Ryan, what about you?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. You learn a lot when you go, and you really appreciate the culture more. So.
Great. Frank, what about you?
Yeah, I'd say if these students have an opportunity to participate in an exchange, they should take it as quick as they can.
Yeah. Was it a great experience in your life, would you say?
It's something I'll remember for a long time.
Yeah.
Great, not just learning, there was learning, but just like the cultural exchange is something that this is the only way you can get that.
Yeah. Wonderful. Paul?
If you have an opportunity to go to any country, really, you should, because I did not know what I wanted to do, like when I graduate or anything when I get older. But when I went to France, now I want to live there. So I'm being serious, and it's just amazing to see a different country, how they live, and how people treat each other in different countries. So
It was a great experience for you then.
It really was.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you all for being here today and for sharing your experiences. As superintendent of the district, I'm very excited about this exchange program, just for exactly the reasons you all have articulated, that it's going to help us learn more about other cultures and other countries, gives you experiences that you wouldn't have here in the States and here in our high school. And we loved having the students from France come and visit us this year. That was a wonderful experience for all of us. So thank you for coming and talking about it.
Thank you for
Mr.
having
Benoit.
us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.